Hello everyone. Welcome to Rennie's Englishpedia. I'm King Tutankhamun, better known as King Tut, although I was named Tutankhamun. This is the story concerning the mysteries related to my death. Everyone wants to know when I died and how I died. I was just a teenager when I died. I was the last heir of a powerful family that had ruled Egypt for centuries. And my funeral was the death rattle of a dynasty. Amenhotep III was both my father and grandfather. He was a powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of the 18th dynasty's golden age. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and initiated one of the strangest periods in the history of ancient Egypt, when he changed his name to Akhenaten and went a little wacky. I am Akhenaten, the servant of Aten. It is my order that everyone should now worship Aten, the sun disk. Now onwards, the religious capital will be moved from the old city of Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten. King Akhenaten further shocked the country by attacking Amun, the major god of our times, smashing his images and closing his temples. From now onwards, no one will worship Amun. Smash all his images and close all his temples. After Akhenaten's death, a mysterious ruler named Smenkhkar appeared briefly and exited, with hardly a trace. And then, at a very young age, I took the throne. I was named Tutankhamun, but I soon changed my name to Tutankhamun, the living image of Amun. However, today, I am better known as King Tut. I restored the old ways, and reigned for almost 9 years. And then I died. My shroud was adorned with garlands of willows and olive leaves, wild celery, lotus petals, and cornflowers, which proved that my burial took place in March or April. In my time the royals were fabulously wealthy, and they thought, or hoped, they could take their riches with them. In accordance, for my journey to the great beyond, I was lavished with glittering goods, precious collars, inlaid necklaces, bracelets, rings, amulets, a ceremonial apron, sandals, sheaths for my fingers and toes, the inner coffin and mask, all made of pure gold. Along with these stunning artifacts and gold, I was also buried with the everyday things I'd want in the afterlife: board games, a bronze razor, linen undergarments, and cases of food and wine. This was the story of my life, but what was more important was what happened to me after more than 3,300 years after my death, when my tomb was discovered by Howard Carter, the British archaeologist, in the year 1922.
My proudest moment was this: the greatest discovery of all times, the tomb of King Tut with its stunning artifacts and gold, their eternal brilliance meant to guarantee resurrection. But unfortunately, this greatest discovery also became the cause of my shame. Maybe the Pharaoh's curse, death or misfortune, had befallen me, as I had disturbed him in his resting place. After months of carefully recording the Pharaoh's funerary treasures, I began investigating his 3 nested coffins. Opening the first, I found a shroud adorned with garlands of willows and olive leaves and many other flowers. However, when I finally reached the mummy, I ran into trouble. The ritual resins had hardened, cementing Tut to the bottom of his solid gold coffin. No amount of legitimate force could move them. The sun could be very scorching this far south in Egypt, and I used it to loosen the resins. For several hours, I set the mummy outside in the blazing sunshine that heated it to 149 degrees Fahrenheit. But nothing budged. Ultimately, the consolidated material had to be chiseled away from beneath the limbs and the trunk, before it was possible to raise the king's remains. My men removed the mummy's head and severed nearly every major joint. They then reassembled the remains on a layer of sand in a wooden box with padding that concealed the damage. This is the bed, where Tut now rests. What was I supposed to do? Had I not done this, the thieves, the tomb raiders, would most certainly have circumvented the guards and ripped it apart to remove the gold. At least my actions left the mummy in a reasonably safe condition. Hello everyone. I'm Zahi Hawass, the Secretary General of Egypt's Supreme Council of Antiquities. I will be continuing with what happened to King Tut's mummy after it was chiseled and severed at the joints by Howard Carter, the British archaeologist. The mummy was in a very bad condition, because of what Carter did in the 1920s, although its contents are surprisingly complete today. They remain the richest royal collection ever found and have become part of the Pharaoh's legend. Maybe his actions can be justified, but they will never be forgiven by posterity. Since 1922, when Carter discovered King Tut's mummy, the modern world has speculated about what happened to him, with murder being the most extreme possibility. Everyone wants to know how he died and how old he was at the time of his death. Archaeology has changed substantially in the intervening decades, focusing less on treasure and more on the fascinating details of life and intriguing mysteries of death. It also uses more sophisticated, advanced tools, including medical technology. In 1968, more than 40 years after Carter's discovery, an anatomy professor x-rayed the mummy and revealed a startling fact. Beneath the resin that cakes the chest, his breastbone and front ribs are missing. Today, on January 5, 2005, at around 6 p.m., nearly 80 years after leaving his tomb for the first time, Tut, the world's most famous mummy, has glided headfirst into a Connecticut scanner that will offer new clues about his life and death, and provide precise data for an accurate forensic reconstruction of the boyish pharaoh. But oh, what is happening? An angry wind has stirred up ghostly dust devils in the Valley of Kings, where Tut's tomb is situated. Dark-bellied clouds have scooted across the desert sky, and are veiling the stars. Oh my god, the swirling sand has gotten in the cooler fans, causing the $1 million scanner to quit working. Is it the curse of the pharaoh? Thank God, the plastic fans did the job, and helped to finish the CT scan. No data has been lost. Less than 3 hours after Tut was removed from his coffin, he once again rests in peace, where the funerary priests had laid him so long ago. Finally, Tut's face is revealed. The pressure is off. I didn't sleep last night, not for a second, I was so worried. But now I think I will go and sleep. The wind has stopped. The winter air is cold and still like death itself, in this valley of the departed. There, can you see Orion, just above the entrance to Tut's tomb? It is the constellation that the Egyptians knew as the soul of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, watching over the boy king, resting peacefully for now.
I hope that you liked my story. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to Lineage English Media. Do not forget to press the bell button to receive further notifications. Thank you.